It is 9:28 right now. Welcome back to CW Iowa Live. Lou and Jackie here, being joined by our good friend Rebel from All American Exteriors. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Good. Now, we're going to talk about something that if you're a homeowner, this is one of the things you love it when the weather changes. You love it when it starts getting cool because it means you don't have to mow as much.
Right.
But
True.
at the same time, you don't have to work down on the ground level, but there might be something you have to do up in the gutters, which is really a major pain.
Yes, yes. Gutter protection is something that's really come about in the last 10 years. It's really gotten popular. And everybody in the business of manufacturing home products has gotten into manufacturing a type of gutter protection.
And this is protection from debris and things
Debris,
getting into your
leaves,
gutters.
and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And some of them will cause ice damming and cause problems with your roof. And later on, and in like as much as 5 years later, you'll start having rot out at the bottom.
Because there's a couple times of year that you have to worry about your gutters. First in the spring, you have to worry about them, especially with the whirlybirds.
Whirlybirds, yeah, the little
they
helicopters.
They clog them up, or
Right.
you might have birds that build nests in your gutters or your downspouts, which
Yep,
is a
yep.
major problem in the springtime. And then in the fall, when the leaves start falling and they clog everything up. After you just get done
Right.
cleaning them out, you gotta go back up there again and do it
That's
again.
right. That's right. And you know, the thing of it is, it stops your gutters from doing what they're supposed to do, which is protect your foundation. It's to collect that water, get it away from your foundation, so you don't end up having to call one of the basement repair companies and spend thousands of dollars fixing your basement.
All right, let's show everybody some of the different types of gutter protection that are available right now.
These are examples of some of the gutter protections that we've actually been paid to remove and put ours on.
Really?
Yeah, and this is, I don't want to call any of them out by name because I don't care to get into any litigation. but
What are some types that people may have seen?
well, you can see, like here is
Let's start with the
a
screens.
screen.
Yeah, the screens
Okay.
are real
The
basic.
screen, okay.
The screens. And the thing is as these have become more and more popular, places like Menards and Home Depot and those places, even Sam's Club at this time of year has the end aisle display with these that you can put on yourself.
Because they are cheap.
They're cheap.
Inexpensive.
Okay.
And-
Right.
And the object here is to keep the leaves from going in the gutter.
Right, right. And so when you're looking at any of these screen types, the problem with those, the little helicopters in the spring, plug them up. They actually stand up in here, and I've seen them. It looks like soldiers standing there at attention, you know, just all racked in. And so that's a bad thing. And so,
Can you just get a smaller?
Screen.
well, then they came out, so then somebody's came out with this, which has a screen, a screen underneath, so that, or on top, so that they can't plug that.
Okay, that's
Okay.
exactly what Jackie's talking. Can you zoom in on here so you can see what he's talking? I have never seen this one before, and I've seen a lot of these things. But here's the other one, the regular one.
So it's like even.
Like a window screen is on top
Yeah,
of
on
here. I'm
top,
going to turn it
right, right.
sideways, okay? See there? It's a window screen on top of this to keep from what Jackie just mentioned. So that's a problem
Exactly.
solved then, right?
Well, you would think, but here's the problem with this one. When you get the rains like we've been getting lately, where they just really come down, static pressure, the static builds up in that water, the friction bond, and it will just shoot right off the gutter, and then your gutters aren't working at all. It's
So the
worse
water's
than them
just
even being
cascading
plugged.
down, yeah.
Yes, yes, and so that will happen on this type of a roof system.
Okay, so we have this one, get them out of the way.
Right, right. Of course, the ones you get at the lumber yard or things like this.
Okay,
that,
these are the ones that are
Same
the
idea.
diamond cut,
Yeah, and you know, I've had people tell me, well, you know, that works pretty good for me, and then after a year or two they get hard and the wind blows them off, and you know, it's just a very inexpensive way to do it. So
Because these are only a couple of bucks.
yeah, right,
per
right,
hunk
and
of
you're
them.
providing the labor yourself typically, and so and some of them do work, but they don't work very well, very long, and so that's the problem with that.
What other kinds do you have down here? Just
These
perforated.
are just perforated. This one right here is
Looks like a cheese
small.
grater.
Yeah, exactly. And then my favorite is this one here, because I'm old enough to remember when you got toys in the cereal box. And Post cereal, I remember I went to Post cereal this time in the spring because they had those little bitty greenhouses, and they had something like this in the bottom, and you put a little water in there, put your seed packet, open it up, and then put the top on it, set it in the windowsill. And every day after school you'd come home and you'd look to see if it started to sprout yet. That's exactly what happens with this one. You put that in your gutter,
Okay.
and then the whirligigs come down and they light on that, and it takes a year or two, but the dust starts filling up in this just like a furnace filter. That gives that seed something to root into, and next thing you know, you've got a little greenhouse. You got little bitty maple
you got
trees or
trees
ash
growing in your
trees
gutter.
growing in your gutter. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just like letting the leaves stay in your gutter and plug up, and then it turns into dirt, and the trees grow in that. So I mean, that's similar what this happens. It'll work good for you for a year or two, and then it
So in the short term, you might be okay.
right.
What,
But
what are with these? Are they just
The metal
the
ones
brown
here.
one?
The brown one here, I can't call this one out by name, but it's a competitor of mine, and the problem with it is it goes so far up the shingle. Matter of fact, if we
Here we go.
here's our product here that we like to put on. And by the way, one thing about my product, I give a 100% money back guarantee. Literally 100%. If ever you're not happy with the way that product's performing, we will come out, take it off your house, and give you back every dime you gave us.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That's unheard of.
And I have been doing that since 2008. For
Okay.
8 years I've been doing that, and I've only had one person ever have a problem, and I was able to rectify that. I went out, and it was it was an older house that didn't have fascia boards on it, and the birds were actually coming in from behind and getting in the gutter and building nests and causing it to plug. And I said, well, I've got a different product I can use. Would you want me to try that, or do you want your money back? And she says, no, I don't want to clean my gutters. So, if you can fix it. So we changed the product, and that made her happy, and we've
Perfect.
never. So in 8 years,
That's good to
the
know.
hundreds and hundreds of customers that we've had, we've never had to replace this. But I have replaced thousands of feet of other people's products.
Okay, so explain the difference here between, you said going under the shingle.
Okay, well, this one right here, it's actually been cut down so it fits in my bag. But this one right here goes so far back underneath the shingle.
Yeah, let's turn it sideways so you can see here.
Okay.
Okay.
It goes so far back underneath the shingle that you're getting in. This is down where there's a rubber membrane that goes over top and seals that down. But this here actually comes back about this far. So it goes on top of your first shingle and under your second shingle. And what that does, it creates a bad area for ice damming. Also, when they put that in, they are using drywall screws to screw it down in and then just putting a little silicone over the top of it. And this product costs people $23 a foot.
A foot?
That's a 12-inch foot, but right there. That is $23 worth of product on your
foot?
house. Yeah, now stand at your house and look at them gutters. A foot. And that is their state fair special this year. So I have competitors that their state fair special is $42 a foot. And so,
So how are you doing things differently?
Our product actually is plumb down at the bottom of the roof line, so we don't have to penetrate with screws or nails into your roof deck. As a roofing company, I don't want to cause any issues that are going to cause that plywood to get moisture to it and start to rot out. You won't notice it because it's not in the house where it's going to come through your ceiling. And so you won't notice it. It's coming out where your soffit is on your house. And so it will rot through before you realize it.
You even
For most
realize
people.
there's a
Some people
problem.
notice, but not very many people notice it. And so that moisture gets there, your plywood rots out. Then we come out and we've got to cut like this much plywood off all the way across where your gutters are and
front.
replace that.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
and
how does this
it's
attach
expensive.
then?
It is expensive.
How does this attach onto the roof then?
This right here, it doesn't. It doesn't. It actually attaches out at the front, and so you don't have any penetrations at all on the roof itself. It doesn't, because it's right down at the end. It doesn't cause any ice damming for you. And I have had people go out. I had a guy at like 10:30 at night go out in one of those goose drowners because he had a patio and he had a hip roof, and so there was a valley that came right down to the corner, and he was concerned about the water shooting off onto his patio. And I guaranteed him, I said, it won't do it. If it does, I'll give you your money back. At 10:30 at night, he went out with an umbrella and watched that rain come down, and he said, I can't believe it. It did not plug.
So what does the rain just hug?
It didn't.
The water
shoot
just
off on me.
hugs the metal around
It
there?
just hugs the metal, right? And the ridges slow it down. It takes and it's got that. It's a static builds up in it, and so it actually adheres. It shoots and rolls right back up into the gutter.
That is pretty
But
slick.
anything that is like leaves or those seeds, when they come out, once they break this, they go out solid. Gravity flips them. And so it looks like a windrow in the springtime with all of those come down in a storm that shoots them out, and they'll be just like a perfect row, like in the hayfield of seeds.
That is pretty cool.
A small percentage will be able to get in. You know, it's a very small percentage that does get into your gutters, but we use the 3x4 downs so that nothing plugs. And you'll find that right at the end of your spout. But it's a very small percentage, and we guarantee never a plug. And if they plug, you call us. We'll be more than happy to come out and take care of it. So
That's a great idea. And how long does it take to install these?
we do it it depends on the size of the house, but anywhere from 2 hours to 8. You know,
In a day?
Yeah, we go out in a day, and we'll do anywhere from 1 to 3 jobs a day of this product.
And how busy are you right about now? Because it's about time for all the leaves to start falling, then the phone's going to start ringing.
We do. We're busy enough that we'll probably still be installing these when leaves are in the gutters, but we clean your gutters out when we install them.
Okay.
So that way your gutters are clean and fresh, because it behooves me not to have that call back, and so I don't want to put them on top of something that's going to cause a plug.
Right, makes
idea.
sense.
So-
Can we talk price at all with this?
Yeah, we can talk price. It varies. I really hate to, it's like sometimes I like to call the people up at Menards and tell them I want a window, and then they say, what size? And I say, what's a normal one? Well, they're like, well, what do you mean? Well, it's,
Yeah.
It's in the kitchen, it's in the living room. It's hard to put a price on
Right.
something like that.
Is it less than $42 a foot?
It is way less. I save people thousands sometimes on a large house, hundreds on another. We would average around $12, $12 to $15 a foot.
Okay, as opposed to some that are average on double
The
that.
cheapest that I have competitor-wise is the 23.
Okay.
Everybody is up in that mark.
All right.
And in my opinion, it's just because that's a price point, and we do, like everything we do in my business, we work on small margins and volume and customer satisfaction, because
But
the
these
more
look
I do
pretty
that, the less
stout.
I spend
They
on
really
advertising.
do.
Right.
These look pretty stout. Looks like they have some kind of bracing in there too, which
Yeah,
is kind of cool.
yeah.
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, they are. It's a very stout product. You wouldn't want to stand on it, but you could. You could. The gutters themselves, which is what they adhere to.
Now,
is
what
not
about
the
what about
stoutest.
colors on this?
I have a myriad of colors.
All right, so you can match your house then.
We can match your house, and like you can see here, this one right here, and we do this because it's up to the homeowner. This is a black because it's with a black roof. Personally, myself, because of white gutters, I would have went with white. So it matched.
Would have blended.
But it's literally like a Ford Chevy thing. Different people have different opinions, and so we can do it however they like.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, now if people want to get a hold of you, Rebel, and say, I want to learn more about the gutter deal, can you come over and check their place out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Free estimates, and like I said, it's a money-back guarantee, and we've got some really great prices going this fall.
Yeah, there's the number, 255-4872 here locally, 255-4872. Get a hold of him. Have Rebel come out, and he'll be able to check out your place and let you know what it costs to never have to go up and clean your gutters again. And for nothing and no other reason, for safety.
Right.
Because it's very dangerous
Right.
to go up there and do that.
It really is. People don't realize how often a fall at 10 foot, which is about your roof line on the average home, is around 10 foot, and they don't realize that is where most of your quadriplegics, paraplegics, and even deaths come from, because that height is perfect for breaking your neck.
Nothing to mess around with. Perfect. Well, good idea. Good stuff, man.
Thank you very
sir.
much.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it. We will be right back. It is 9:42 right now. You're watching CW Iowa Live in West Des Moines. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.